Talking about weight management makes it sound like everything is nicely under control, doesn't it? But sometimes that couldn't be further from the truth. Research has shown that more than 1 in 3 British teenagers is overweight or obese, whilst those aged 15 to 19 have the highest rates of obesity in Europe and the 5th highest in the developed world. Obesity can be due to health issues, but this is rare. Most problems with body weight are the result of our modern lifestyle. Unhealthy food is just so readily available. It can be often eaten on the go, is frequently cheaper than healthier alternatives, and is usually very tasty. This can be a comfort if you're feeling down, and handy if you're in a hurry, but as you get older, you become less active because of schoolwork and leisure time spent on screens, and, no surprises here, regular unhealthy food and reduced activity is a seriously bad combination. However, it's not easy to recognise that you're overweight, so why not ask your care team for some feedback on this one? Unfortunately, weight management is not just an optional extra. Amongst other things, carrying extra weight can seriously affect your asthma control. The scientists don't understand everything yet, but here's what they're up to. For starters, the risk of asthma is much greater if you are overweight, and this is particularly true if you're female. Carrying extra weight around the chest and abdomen squashes the lungs and makes it harder to breathe. This increase in fat tissue also results in an increased production of inflammatory substances. These substances are released to deal with the excess of nutrients, but they have a negative effect on the lungs and can ultimately cause serious tissue damage. This explains why patients with asthma and excess weight often use more medications, suffer worse symptoms, and are less able to control their condition than patients in a healthy weight range. Obesity also reduces the effectiveness of medications like inhaled preventer treatments. So in a nutshell, suffering with both obesity and asthma is bad news, and it often means additional medical problems, which can in turn make asthma symptoms even worse. However, there's no need to despair. With some simple changes to food choices and an increase in activity, you can make sure that your weight is as healthy as possible. This might not always be easy, so why not keep watching to pick up some top tips that can help? Top tip 1. Amounts. Have you heard the story of the Olympic athlete who ate 12,000 calories a day? That's not you. So you need to think portion size, and this handy guide is a good place to start. Got the general idea? Meals and healthy snacks provide the energy and nutrients you need to grow and enjoy an active lifestyle, but the clue is in the word active. Think of yourself as an engine and your food as fuel. Overload or use the wrong type of fuel and you'll malfunction. If you need to make changes to your quantities, swapping to smaller plates, making sure you don't pile it high, and avoiding seconds will really help. Top tip 2. Content. There are several different elements to a healthy, balanced diet. Firstly, fruit and vegetables, which are great when it comes to beating illnesses, keeping those bowels regular, and preventing those spots. They should make up a third of your daily intake, and you should be aiming for at least 5 portions. Then comes starchy food, such as cereals, potatoes, rice and pasta. Again, they account for a third of your intake, and it's good to remember that whole grain is best. Next, we have beans, pulses, fish, eggs, meat, and other proteins. Proteins are important for growth and muscle repair. It's good to have fish at least twice a week and to cut back on red and processed meat such as sausage and bacon. You can also try some plant-based alternatives and help the planet too. Other sources of protein include milk, cheese, and yogurts, minus any added sugar of course. They are good for bone and teeth development. Finally, there are foods containing fat and sugar. Fat does help with growth, and unsaturated fats such as vegetable, olive and sunflower oils are healthier, but sadly, very sadly indeed, there is nothing good to be said about the sweet stuff. In fact, chocolate, cakes, biscuits, sugary soft drinks and ice cream are not needed at all, so it should be eaten less often and in smaller amounts. Top tip 3. Snacks and fluids. Snacking doesn't have to be a problem. Why not check out some healthy options such as toast, plain popcorn, rice cakes, chopped vegetables, fruit and unsalted nuts. And remember to stay hydrated. 6 to 8 glasses of water or a sugar-free option will do the trick. Top tip 4. Remember you're special. Not everyone's balanced diet is the same. You may have other health needs, but the good news is, when it comes to asthma, only a few people have problems with food triggering their symptoms. If this is you, make sure you've mastered dealing with your triggers and have a look at these tips. Firstly, read labels carefully. Check and double check. Then avoid ready meals. Preparing your own meals means you should always know what they contain. It's also good to plan when eating out and be very clear with staff about your allergies. Finally, get free from their list from your local supermarket. These will show you all the products free from your allergens.